All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the number one LSU sports podcast, the number one LSU basketball podcast, number one Lady Tiger
Women,
podcast,
yep.
and obviously, the number one LSU baseball podcast. Football, we may get there in a little bit, but really ready to get. It's been a while since we've all been back in the virtual studio. A lot's happened, a coaching change here and there, Final Four bound, so just a lot to dig into. I'm Brett. I'm here with Mike. As always, Grant, the intern, undisclosed location behind the glass.
He's on air though.
He
And
is
I like
on air.
I like for the YouTube followers to know they see the names broadcasted here: Baseball Brett, Rippin' Tits, and Tommy Tanks. I am Tommy Tanks, man. I can't get enough of Tommy Tanks. That guy.
See that hat Mike just got on his arm?
Yeah, dude, he's nasty too. He's one of those guys that's always talking shit. Kind of probably a tough locker room guy. I'm just making that up. Just kind of like off the jump, first blush.
I would say he's the guy that like everyone on your team loves, but everyone on the other team's like, you know what, fuck that guy. Like that's the guy on that team I don't like.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel
like Bev.
Like when Jordan Thompson has to like jog out and give him his hat and glove, it's kind of like, God, I don't want to do this for Tommy. Like he's gonna fucking not say thank you or something.
And you think he's like a bully? Like he's like a little bit of a bully?
I think he's a little bit of a bully, but like, you know, him and Dylan are tight. Obviously, like he's tight with like the top boys, but I feel like Tommy definitely has some like.
I think he hazes the freshmen.
I think he does. I can see him being like a Northeast like professional baller, like a Red Sox or a Pittsburgh Pirates, something like that, with like a huge dip field beard in like 10 years.
I can get behind that.
Hitting bombs, too many crosses, too many chains, but like it's Tommy Tanks. That's our guy.
Wait, hold on. I'm just realizing he went to IMG Academy.
Yeah, we talked about this because we.
I think there was another.
There
was another player from IMG we thought about.
We were talking about Brady Neal.
Yes, the catcher.
The catcher who looks like he's in third grade.
You know how many times, like, you know, if this would have been in place a decade, 2 decades ago now, all through junior high would be like, yeah, I'm getting looks from IMG. And like, we would just have been so full of shit. Can you imagine?
Like the Curtis kids, like the random people that were like recruited by Curtis in 8th grade. It's like
I'm really getting recruited hard. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's like you're 12. Like we were playing Pokemon last week.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't know.
Take it easy.
You don't know what kind of like midlife crisis your dad is going to be going through. It has nothing to do with your decision.
But yeah,
son's going to IMG. He's going to IMG. He's leaving Mandeville. He's going to IMG. And then he's going to go straight to North Carolina State.
Hats on the table. It's like Mandeville High, Jesuit, IMG. It's like, I don't know where I'm going to go this time.
And then like Curtis gets pulled out of the fucking LL Bean.
LL. Is baseball where we really want to start? I know that was just kind of a little prelude.
We're just dicking around.
Little opening riff. Just where do we want to go? Hit us up on Twitter while you figure that out, Grant. I know you've got it all written out where we start, where we finish.
I don't even know where to really start or finish.
I think
so much that's happened.
I think we should probably go into the Final Four. So Brett, hit us up with some announcements. I don't know if that's where you're going.
No, I was just gonna pause for a minute to say, hit that like and subscribe button, all that bullshit that everyone else tells you to. Rate and review the podcast, and that's all I got. At Pot of Gold, at Gold Mike.
I don't know why when you fly through that, I always catch myself being like, "Did he say rape and review?"
Yeah, rape and review. Hey, if that's what it takes, that's what we're here for. But yeah, we got the best fans. We got the best fans in the business. They know what to do.
And thanks to Danny Etling for reaching out on Twitter to see where the pod's at. I really appreciate that. Thanks, Danny.
You were just stained in the parking lot of Austin Country Club, getting ready to go hang out with the Schefflers for an afternoon, and you just couldn't get your little grubby fingers off that keyboard enough to just shake your head. I can't tell you.
I was agreeing with him. Just kind of like, I know, man, it's been a while, shaking my head.
No, it didn't come out. It didn't come out like that.
That was shaking my head.
But I'm telling you, the smile I had on my face when I saw that come across the timeline, it very much made me laugh because you were just like you couldn't resist. You're like, yeah, you know what?
3 minutes later, I'm shooting pics of the fucking walkway onto the
Yeah,
13th hole.
literally put the car in park and was like, you know what? I can't stand for this. I'm gonna give someone a piece of my mind.
That was on the bus ride, so we had like a long shuttle
Little
from the parking lot.
shuttle,
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
living a good life.
very different from the Zurich Classic drunkard situation. I was like, is this as rowdy as it's gonna get? Because back where I'm from,
I was actually telling someone got screwed over by Billy Horschel in a bet, and I was like, I actually have a good Billy Ho story.
That's
Me and
great.
my buddy went with my dad's like company ticket type stit, had all the sweet amenities, proceeded to just get obliterated, absolutely hammered. And next thing you know, we're in the after party, like right up with Billy Ho, just getting hammered at like the Zurich party with him
Yeah.
with his first victory on the PGA Tour. What
as
did
he
we?
was chugging a beer out of the fucking out of a
Yes.
trophy.
Yeah, we eventually got kicked out, and it
Yeah.
was like, yeah, that was what a fun day. I was like, yeah, Mike, I don't know, we're just gonna eat some good food and walk around, and we just got rowdy, and it was so much fun.
I remember I had never been to a golf tournament. Obviously, I'd never been to a golf course at that point in my life,
Mhm.
and I was just like, "What do I wear?" You know, like, I didn't know what to do. And your dad was like, "Tell him khaki shorts, a collared shirt, make sure he's got a belt."
Yeah, yeah. Big on the belt. You look like a jamoke if you don't have a belt on. But it was just such a funny story and like day that I just hadn't thought about in a very long time. I was like, we partied with Billy Ho in his first victory.
I was thinking about that as he was playing, thinking to myself, just like, he's still fucking here. Like, this guy's still hanging around. He's still like a top 20 player.
He
And
usually
good.
does really well in that tournament.
he does. He's a match play guy. I mean, he didn't make it to the final like weekend, but traditionally, I think the last few years he has. Yeah.
There's
I
just
think it was him
people.
and Scotty 2 years ago.
He's a psycho. Billy Ho's an absolute lunatic, and those dudes are who you want in your foxhole if you're playing like a match play situation type stuff. Because if it's me against the world, like good luck. It's the Ian Poulter. Like Ian Poulter has been such an incredible match play player in the Dell and in obviously every Ryder Cup that's crushed our hopes and dreams. And it's like, obviously he's a good golfer, but it's like it's not like he just rises up in that match play stuff. And there's just some of those guys. Billy Hose happens to be one of them.
Kuchar's one of those guys too.
100%.
Like fucking match play. All of a sudden, this big fucking Kuchar is just cooching around, like popping out of the sand trap. Like, you think I was done? I'm gonna pop this out of the sand trap and be like within a few feet, and you're gonna have to fucking putt now. Like, that's Kuchar.
Apparently Kuchar, and sorry guys for everyone who wanted to
about
the
to
Final Four baseball and everything. Apparently Kuchar is kind of like a savage on the golf course. Like, it's one of those things where like when the crowd starts roaring and he knows no one can hear, he's like, yes, right, you motherfucker. Like, he's like real into it. And apparently it's like great. It's like you would never expect. Kuchar looks like the nicest dude out there.
Well, same with like Keegan Bradley. I've seen him kind of go off. Remember, he went off on somebody like.
Oh yeah, Keegan's kind of a douche.
Yeah, like get in someone's face, like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, Keegan Brad, your name's Keegan, brother.
Keegan, yeah, you can't be a hard ass with the name Keegan. Like, it's virtually impossible.
So Kim Mulkey and the LSU ladies, the women, year 2, Final Four.
We're a basketball school.
Yeah, we are. So, it's basketball.
Kim Mulkey and
McMahon. It is considered basketball.
Kim Mulkey and McMahon combined 4 wins this postseason.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, add up everyone else. UConn probably has this beat. Not many others. Miami
does, I guess. But
yeah. So, do we know who we have? Is it Ohio State or Virginia?
They play. They should be. No, they hadn't started yet.
It's tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
So to be determined, but we're playing Final Four. We have South Carolina in the other bracket, right?
Yes, that's who we'd meet in the championship.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, guys, haven't really been locked into the basketball, but incredible turnaround. Like, it's pretty crazy what getting the right coach into a basketball program. I guess you could probably say that for anything, but it's kind of crazy that LSU women's basketball has been a non-thought for a long time. And you bring in, a great coach, and it's like, maybe she's just going to cruise control it here. She's had a good career, and it's like instantly just a flip of a switch. It's like, oh, we're an elite program. This is not a 1-year thing. This isn't a fluke. This isn't like some of the men's teams that have gotten to the championship game or the Final Four this year, where it's like, I don't know that San Diego State's building a dynasty here, but it's like,
right.
As long as Kim Mulkey is gonna have her ass on the bench, like LSU's gonna be, feathered jacket and everything. Obviously, that's what everybody talks about. But LSU's just gonna be there.
She looks good, and her whole squad's kind of dripped up, right? Like
they got some swag. Like if swag kind of went away for a while, I feel like, at least in men's sports. And I feel like this team has kind of brought that back a little bit.
Yeah, no, she's definitely loud, and I like that. It's pretty cool when it's on our side.
But she lets her players be themselves. Like, like there's these hard ass like Coach K and those types of Pat Summitt, even one of her, mentors. I don't remember them having teams where like the players can really express themselves, not in a bad way. I like the emotion, and they're not like, it's not like trashy.
It's also
like
Duke,
it
though.
Huh?
No,
it's like Duke, though. It's like a prestigious.
Yeah.
They can't be wearing like.
I'm on the same path as you. Like, I do agree, but I kind of just think that's the way that a lot of like college sports are going. And Brian Kelly talks about it a lot. Is like, we're demanding, not demeaning, is what he likes to say. And it's like,
I say that at work.
Early. I like to think that Mike on the Wall has like the 4 pillars of success, and he's like, he's got some and I can't even think of the word. Whenever you have A, B acronym. Thank you. I tried to say anagram, and obviously knew that wasn't right. He's got his own special acronym that he's built up. Like, I love it. I
do acronyms. I act like I'm a coach, and then I'm just like, God, these are like 50-year-old women.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's weird. This person was in the workforce before computers, and I'm like telling them what to do. It's a wild thing. I feel your pain, and obviously you do it at a larger scale than I do. But it's such a weird concept to be like, this is how we do it. This is what it's like. This dude's literally twice my age.
Well, then I'll just be going off on a tangent about like motivation and success and like all this kind of stuff, and I'm just like, are they listening to me at all right now?
No. And that's what makes it better. Once you realize that no one's listening, it's easier to just talk. Welcome to podcasting.
It does help. Podcasting does train you to talk in front of a lot of people. It's pretty awesome.
Brian Kelly was probably demanding early on in his career, his coaching career, and it's just like, there's a lot. Look at that cup. There's just a lot that goes into it.
Scan the Q card, or what is it called? The little scan QR code. Thanks, guys.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. It is nice, Grant, to like have a coach let the players be themselves.
Let them wear a visor.
Have some.
Yeah. If Reese wants to wear a visor and roll up a sleeve on her leg, go for it.
The story came out about her sleeve on her leg. Did you hear that?
No, is it something fucking sensitive? Did I make a joke?
No, it's not sensitive. But she apparently
I did. But why don't you let everyone else?
She broke her leg or something, and she's got rods in her shin, so she has like these massive scars that she hides.
My bad.
It literally came out on like. No,
am I not allowed to fucking tweet anymore?
Hippocratic
because everyone asks about like, look at this sleeve. It must be a trend. It's like a LeBron James type of thing, and it's like, no, actually, she has a valid excuse. But
yeah,
I'd be curious to see these scars now.
I know, me too.
Right, like, what if they're like literally like paper cuts there, and it's like, no, it's the same thing. I mean, it's the same thing with the Allen Iverson arm sleeve. It's the same thing with leggings. Like, someone started wearing leggings, like, oh no, the circulation, my calf or something, and then everyone was like, well, that looks
my
bad.
Dad. It was the other day. So Patterson basketball was in the semis and for the state championship.
Give it up
tournament. And
hold on. Why didn't we lead the show with this?
Damn.
Well,
could they beat Mulkey's squad?
Yes.
Well, I didn't watch that team play, so I don't know. We'll get to that in a second.
I didn't.
But my dad had a funny question. It There was like the picture in the newspaper of the team like winning and going on to the tournament or to the Final Four, basically. And he's like, "What's up? Why do all these kids have this one sleeve on their leg? Like, what is that about?"
Scars remind us the
I was
past is
like,
real.
yeah, but it was like 3 of them. They all had it on like a different leg, and it was just like, what is that for? Like, there can't be an actual functional piece to that.
No,
1,000%. I would have done that. Like 1,000
on the arm. Like the arm,
dude,
made,
I was
maybe
a
on the
fucking,
arm for
I
your
was a
elbow
swagged out
on.
center, dude. I had a neck roll.
You had a leg?
I painted my eyes, like my whole face was black.
I'm talking about in basketball,
like with the stuff, like with the face, like like the underlying under your eye face paint all the way down. Like I'd pull it down, and so it would look like I'm going to battle, whatever. Anyway,
CNN,
you
we're
did
on
look like a
CNN's radar
warrior.
now,
You did
Mikey.
look like a warrior.
Towels,
but
I had
football-
double towels, spat it up before spat was a thing, and like right at the end of spat even being a thing because people just started wearing socks over their shoes, kind of. But anyway, spat it up and double gloved. And yes, I did have like fucking wristbands and shit.
But
So if I could have worn a sleeve, I did wear a sleeve. If it was cold, I was wearing sleeves. I did.
Right. But football, I think, gets more of a pass. Football uniform and the fact that you're in contact continually.
I think basketball. I feel like basketball, you're like supposed to be swaggy.
I agree.
I get it. But one leg sleeve, in terms of actual functionality,
there's none.
None.
It's just for look. It's
I think the difference is that when you're watching football, there's 22 guys like running, and they're kind of farther away from you. You're more panned out. Whereas basketball, you see more of the armbands and stuff. Like I couldn't tell you how many armbands DK Metcalf has normally, and then you'll see him be like, "Oh, I didn't realize he wore an arm sleeve." Shit like that. I feel like happens at football.
But like it's the look good, play good mentality. Like a lot of these kids, it's all in their head. It's like, fuck, I didn't have my wristband. Yeah. Like they're not going to play well.
If they play okay, I don't care. I'm not. It's not about.
I'm not opposed to it. It's the unproductive player on the sideline that's fucking draped out. That you're just like, God.
Right. I have no issues with basketball being swagged out with whatever it is they must wear. That's fine. I'm just saying there's no way that there's any function to wearing a sleeve on your leg.
Yeah, you kind of earn that. Like, you kind of earn that where you can
get a scar on your leg.
Yeah, you can't like walk into high school draped up and drip down. Like, you got to fucking, score some points and then be like,
that was 0, right?
No, I think that was Mike Jones.
Jones, that's who it was. Yeah. It
was. They banned the arm.
That's what I'm talking about.
So that goes on.
In our district, they banned arm sleeves, and of course, we all had arm sleeves, and so we'd wear them at practice. Dude, I swear, you were just instantly hot, if you had an arm.
You wore it on your shooting arm, though, right?
I used to do. I didn't like that. I don't like anything
right on your other arm.
Yeah, right arm. Dude, but you just
it was blue, dude. It like went with the uniform.
It definitely looked. It looks
probably had multicolored. It had like a white one, a blue one.
Well, they acted, and then they like this was pretty soon after, but they started putting like elbow pads in. It's like, oh, that actually would have been nice. I wouldn't have had to have like surgery on my arm if I would have worn that. But also, my arms were so skinny that it wasn't like tight around my arm, so you felt kind of like a tool. But I'm telling you, dude, just instant oatmeal hot, like just could shoot from anywhere.
Yeah, definitely
in practice.
Definitely. You kind of like catch it in your periffs as you're trotting off. You're just like, that's tight. I'm looking good.
Perfect segue. Speaking of that team.
So there's a debate. And apparently this is a debate that Brett's got with the side group, with the old school buddies, some of which played ball together, I believe.
I mean, this has just been a long-standing debate since high school of like, could an average high school team like beat it used to be UConn, and of course it turned into like LSU team.
Above average high school. I thought y'all were like stating like a really good men's boys high school team.
Let's say like top. Are you saying like top 10 in terms of like power rankings, class 5A basketball team?
No, but okay, sure, yeah. I mean, I think
or like in terms like top playoff.
It can't be any.
Playoff, like okay, a 1A boys team. I think that's a lot different from a 5A boys team.
I don't know. They have like a 1A school, like Riverdale or Riverside had like fucking
Dude.
Greg Oden or whatever.
They can't.
Carter.
But that's
Tweety
the
Carter played at
champion. I'm
reserve
talking about
this
a
year.
normal run-of-the-mill team from a 5A class is a lot different from a Patterson or a run-of-the-mill 1A school.
Yeah, I mean, an above-average team with athletic,
like Scotlandville would absolutely Peabody. They would destroy whatever team.
I'm going to throw out a random team. I'm going to say Catholic High of Baton Rouge boys basketball
this year.
This year's team,
state champion,
could state champion. They were the state champions.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm pretty sure they won state. But
okay, well, yeah, could they beat this LSU women's basketball team?
Now, here's a caveat. So that team, just don't ask me why I know this, but
what's the spread?
That team.
32.
Here's the caveat. That team played this season without a shot. High school basketballs with no shot clock, so they won a lot of games like 32-20 or some shit. I don't know if that matters. I'm just saying you got to factor that in a little bit because they would have to play with a shot clock. I think would be a different game against the women's.
We won we beat Salmon one time because we just passed the ball around and won I think it was 29-27 because we knew they were way better than us. So we just literally held the ball the entire game. It was the worst game ever. But yeah, I mean
any women's team. Is that where we're comparing to, or is it like this Final Four LSU team or the top national champion? Like if South Carolina wins it, best team ever. Could a high school men's basketball team in Louisiana beat them?
Yes. The answer is yes. I mean, I'm sorry. And it's there's no way to prove this, whatever. That's just what it is.
It's more intriguing to know what the spread would be.
Exactly. We're all in agreement there. I think where we disagree is how big of a bloodbath it might be. So I'm under the impression, I think a valid spread would be about 16.5.
Yeah, that's a kind of a blowout, to be honest. I mean,
but it's a win.
No, there's a lot of games I've seen that are it's 7 or 8 points, and then because of free throws at the end, looks like a blowout.
Okay, I mean, if you guys are trying to nickel and dime yourselves to a double-digit spread, the fucking point's made.
No, 9.5 then. 9.5.
No, yeah. How much you want to bet? How many?
I don't know how you can ever prove this.
How much Ethereum you got? Let me know. I'll match.
So at 32 is the spread that you got.
I think most above average high school teams. I think Oak Hill 32? Academy KV teams. Yeah, in the third, probably 25, 30 points. Depends on how long it is.
And I'll bring this up on air. Did you see the Utah center 35? She's a monster.
Good luck.
And who's officiating this game?
Yeah, I mean,
all college officials.
So it doesn't matter.
It's all played it's on the college court. I mean, if it's played on the high school, or if it's played on the high school court with no shot clock, I think the girls have a much better shot. Actually,
he is right, but no 3-point line.
There's 3.
The bigger issue, and
the 3-point line is shorter in high school than it is in women.
Literally, the only thing that would give me any concern is that the men's ball is bigger than the women's ball, and it's really weird playing with a women's size ball. But I could also used to be able to dunk it, so it's there you go. Meet me at the rim, Utah girl.
But Reese will meet you.
I'm not saying.
What about
better than all of them?
No. What about Reese, Utah? Reese, Utah chick. Iowa's phenom, and then the South Carolina 3.
Yeah, they'd probably. Yeah, sure, whatever, maybe the
9.5
women in all time. Yeah, Mike's just getting a little heated. That's why his gain's getting a little.
My gain is set where you wanted it to be last time, Grant. So
that's it. That's it right there. Ooh, that.
Yeah, I mean, look, some people may not like it. Some people may hate me now because of
30 points is a lot. I don't know about
that.
30, if it's the Louisiana 5A state champion. Yeah, maybe.
All that to say, we're super pumped to see Ken Mulkey and the Lady Strikers in the Final Four. We were thinking about going. I don't think logistically it worked out for all of us.
Oh yeah, Well, you could. It's in Dallas, right?
I have no idea. I was kidding.
It's
Yeah,
it's interesting. No, you know what's interesting? The girls play in Dallas, the boys play in Houston. Kind of weird this year.
That is
Both
a
in
fun
Texas.
fact.
Yeah, that is
Um,
interesting.
I didn't realize
Yeah,
that
no,
till
I know.
today. My brother mentioned it.
Baseball, football.
Yeah.
Anyone
Yeah.
lost any money bet? Oh,
No, I'm in Texas, man. Can't bet. I bought a VPN. Didn't work. I can't figure it out. So if anyone listens to this
At Bill, I know you're listening, Bill,
and
Bill was so
can
mad.
figure it out,
No way, those girls would have beat them so bad.
no, he's on the end of them beating.
No, I don't know. Bill
Okay.
just likes to go against the grain.
Well, Bill might know the secret to unlocking NordVPN geolocation services for these online sports books. So
my favorite part is like Michael literally texted me. I didn't even tell Bill this, so hopefully he does listen. And he was like, "What would Bill say?" And I would say, I said, "Get a good VPN." 12 minutes later, Max, he's like, "I got NordVPN," and I was like, "Bill would not be proud of that. That is not the VPN that Bill would have suggested." And it just made me very happy. So I hope he's listening and gets a kick out of that.
well, yeah, and hopefully you can give me like the underground secret VPN that actually works, because this has been pretty miserable. And then I pull up fucking Caesars, which I haven't logged into in like a year, and I've got $100 there, just like waiting to go. I guess I just never cashed it. I left it there for like a good time. And I told
wait,
Doesn't it
where'd
kinda
you have
suck?
money at?
Doesn't it kind of
Caesars.
suck being a degenerate gambler? Like, doesn't it kind of suck? Like, it's the best. There's nothing better.
Yeah, it sucks when both Rory and Scotty
Yeah.
both miss putts in the
Yeah.
know in the extra.
But like, how
innings.
much
Told you to go
shittier
with
is
Burns.
watching, how much shittier is watching sports for you right now, Mike? Like now you're
shittier. It's definitely
I'd
shit. Like at the
rather
golf
watch
tournament, we were at the golf tournament, and I'm sitting there, and like I'm just itching to like bet on these little battles, because I'm like right.
That would have
with
been
it.
the funnest thing to bet on.
I'm watching the shit. I can see like them chirping at each other after. Like I know what's going on in the momentum that like people on TV can't pick up on. And so I'm like, this is
boots
about
on the ground.
boots on the ground is a different, but everyone there is gambling. And I'm just like, how are you guys doing this? Like where, like who's
NordVPN?
Oh, they,
Like,
wait,
Nord-
those guys you talked to, were they betting?
yeah. They're like, yeah, Burns is a sneaky pick. Like I was giving fucking sneaky picks like Saturday. I was like, I would.
Well, you were what 4-4 at one point last year, picking the winners.
I
Like
went
in a
on
row.
a
In a row.
heater. Yeah, I went on a heater, but I also kind of like fucking peppered money all over the place. So I did lose some, but yeah, I mean,
That's the problem
I
is
didn't
when
pick
you
4
get
winners.
hot, you start. It's like roulette. You just start playing so many numbers that it's like even if I win, I am only coming out like $6 ahead somehow.
yeah.
Somehow.
I got to the end of that
myself.
heater. I got to the end of that heater where I was like, that looks good, and like I was netting like fucking nothing at the end.
Dude,
I was like, I won this one,
Yeah.
but there was that first like 4 were legit, and that
There's-
was like got me addicted.
there's just no feeling worse in the world than like hitting every Saturday game that you loved. Like I fucking love Oklahoma State. LSU's gonna roll, and then you look and you're like up $40, and you're like every game you just bet for action, and you just like there's just no worse feeling, and that's what happens.
No, and then like all the basketball tournaments, I'm just like, I don't care. Like I'll pop in to see like who won just because
Yeah.
it's sports, but like I'm not invested in this fucking shot or like this
know.
foul. I don't care.
I want to be
Gonzaga-
hanging. I want to be hanging by a thread in a 32-point game because I need the second half under.
Yeah.
Gonzaga 2 games in a row absolutely destroyed me.
Mm.
That was the one where the guy, when they rolled the ball down the court and shot it. That was
Yeah.
one. And then UCLA. I had UCLA. They came all the way back. I mean, UCLA choked, but Gonzaga just screwed me again. So don't feel bad, Mike. It sucks.
No, it's all good. I just, I want to like look at Masters bets already. Like a couple weeks out, I'm just like, all right, this is. I want to put like the top 5 people that I just want to throw my little cash on it and sit back and see if any of them actually produce.
And the first thing I said was like, what a nightmare, because I like know we would have been all over Cam Young for the Masters, and now his numbers are gonna be so good, and is like, I'm gonna be like, but his putting, he's so bad, and then it's like, now I'm not gonna bet him no matter what, and who knows, he may like win the thing. His
crazy
on a different level somehow out there with Morikawa and everyone else. That dude is striking at a different level.
Yeah, he's sniping him around. Scotty was fun to watch. Obviously, he looked tired though. Like the whole time, he was just
looking like, dude.
They play what, almost 100 holes of golf?
You play a lot of golf at the match play. And then, like, I know it's stupid, but like, also, you don't think these guys got here 2 days before and played 18 and 9 and everything, and then they're gonna fly out somewhere else and play. It's just, it's a grind. It's an absolute grind.
I guess this is a good spot to just kind of throw in the Scotty Scheffler story before I mean, while we're on the subject, pretty cool situation. We're sitting on standing towards the end of the day, probably about to watch like 1 or 2 more holes before I get on the bus. And I'm on the 14th fairway, closer towards the green, kind of watching the approach shots. And I'm standing there looking at the boats on 14. And this guy comes up to me and like these 2 other dudes that I was chatting with about betting. Like we were talking about sneaky picks with Burns. And he's like, man, it's a wild scene out there with those boats. And I'm just like, yeah, dude, that's pretty crazy. I'd love to be out there. That's awesome. And he's like, I don't want to be anywhere around those boats. I'd rather be in a tent or at a little condo somewhere watching this, like with AC on. I'm at that age where I do not want to be in those boats. And we literally just like talked about a different boat for like 5-10 minutes, just like this boat's cool. I'm talking about boats. And then we started talking a little bit about golf. And he's like, who you guys rooting for this week? And we're like, Scotty. He's like, great. That's awesome to hear. Scott Scheffler Sr. He like shook our hands. We're like, oh, wow, that's awesome. Like, and so I had to like repeat it. I was like, wait, you're Scotty Scheffler's dad? And it's just like, yeah, right here.
I would like Grant real quick to do a quick Google search, because it would be very funny if it was not the same guy. And this dude big league Mike and was like, Scott Scheffler Sr. Nice to meet you the Masters way.
Yeah. After the conversation, when he walked off, I like looked to the other, like the 2 guys who were like, "Who?" You know, kind of like, that's crazy. And like one of the dudes was like, "Oh, we should have took a pic." I'm like, no, that the reason he stuck around is because we didn't gawk. You know, that would have been dumb.
The worst.
So this is Scotty Sr.
Was that him, Mike?
Yeah. All the way to the right. I can't
imagine wanting a picture with Scott Scheffler's dad.
Yeah, I was like, no, like I think we did it fine. Just chatting with him. Yeah, and then I was like, but how crazy would it be if that was not Scotty's dad? And they were like, that dude would need some serious mental help, dude. Like, cause he stood there just chatting up, and he's like, yeah, I'm not a golfer. You know, this is kind of Scott's thing. Got him into it early. It's exciting to watch. We're just blessed, man. You're like, just great guy, obviously. And I was like, what's the Scotty's way on the sliders? And like immediately, like little sisters, like fries on the burger. Like she was like piped in. She was excited to be there and kind of like be the whole, this isn't cool, but I'm in love with it, but I'm not going to let you know.
I'm going to bring my book with me.
Yeah. It's definitely.
Is this him?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Sure.
Definitely. Definitely.
And I mean, it's different now, but there was a time where you couldn't like bring cell phones and stuff into these places. So it'd have been way easier to be someone's dad, you know?
And he didn't know the score. We're in the fairway, and he was like, he hit a shot, and I was like, here we go. He's going to go 2 up. He's like, he's 1 up right now. Like, yeah, he's 1 up. He's like, oh, wow. Like, I haven't been following the past few holes. He must have tied 9. I was like, yeah, he tied 9. Yeah. He's like, you don't even know what's going on. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, one year at the Zurich, we were following Bubba Watson for a little while. And huge. Like this girl, this lady was like way taller than me and just like following around. We were just like, that's weird.
Could
that
she
this
beat
lady's
you in
been with us the
basketball?
whole time. No, I would have absolutely dominated her at
Yeah, it's
basketball.
probably Bubba's fucking sister.
It was Bubba's wife.
Oh shit.
I don't really remember. She played maybe some sport like volleyball, something. But I just remember being like, "Who's this weird lady?" Like, it was not many people. This was like before Bubba. Everyone like loved Bubba, and I was just following him, and it's like this chick's been with us the whole time. And then like
Holy
weeks later, like I see her like kissing him, like after a big win. I was like, "That's her. That's her." I mean, this was shit a decade ago
Dude,
now.
she
It was
looks
pretty funny.
You gonna stop walking, man? You did it all yesterday.
looks like a Karen.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. We were all,
Yeah, she's big.
She's taller.
yeah, Bubba's not like I don't think Bubba's like a small dude. either.
No, Bubba's like
No, he's like
definitely over
at least 6'2".
Yeah, I was about to say he's definitely over 6'1", right?
But yeah, the whole time we're just like, who is this? And like once again, we didn't have phones. It wasn't like Google Images was like super popping back in the day where it's like the information was right there. And I just remember like weeks later, the kiss on 18 after a victory. And I was like, it was, it's the gift from whatever that shit with Leo once upon a
Dude.
time. Like, well, that's that bitch. That's that bitch.
It says she's 6'4".
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
I'm telling you, she's
Holy
cute.
She can
shit.
dunk.
And he's 6'3".
Yeah. She could maybe in the
Oh
post.
my
get
god!
some-
Where are their kids at?
I believe all their kids are adopted.
Yeah, thanks for bringing it up.
So way to go with that one, Grant.
So back to baseball. Can we talk about how sick this baseball team is right now? Like,
I would like to, but I'll pass my time to Grant.
if
I don't know, can we?
If you are a fan of LSU baseball and you are like missing Gorilla Ball, like this, you need to pay attention because it's exciting to watch. And I was starting to get a little weary when I didn't even remember when the fucking Friday game started. So like I wrap up work for the day and I pull up Group Me and it's like we lost, blowout, the last inning, overtime, extra innings.
It made me very happy when Mike was like, "Whoa, what happened?" It gave me a good smile.
But paying attention to the next 2 days and seeing that like redemption, but tenfold of just fucking grand slams and just monster ball, and it was exciting to watch them take down a top 5 team. Arkansas is a very good squad. You take 2 out of 3 out of A&M. You take 2 out of 3, crushing Arkansas.
Yep.
On a roll right now. Kind of guys getting clutch at the right time when on Friday they couldn't be found. It was awesome to see them redeem themselves.
It was so. Yeah, I mean,
Are they playing right now?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
What an awesome weekend, though.
I didn't know if they scooted up or whatever because of the Thursday.
No, I think they might have moved around. It's Grambling that we play tomorrow. Still at 6:30, but there might be rain.
I'll let you continue for a second, but I just want to make sure I'm the one that says like this weekend's going to be crazy. All right, go ahead.
We're going to get to that. Yes. So Arkansas, very good program over the last few years. Van Horn does a great job over there.
Dave.
This team, is it Dave?
Yeah, Big D.
Yeah, DV Horn. Big Horn. He's a big horn guy. Big horn. Horny guy.
Go ahead.
Arkansas. So Friday, Skeens is out there pretty much shoving it. He does give up a run. But Arkansas is also throwing one of their guys, right?
And they've got guys.
That's one thing. Well, they have 2 guys apparently, because after those 2 guys, all hell broke loose on Saturday, or the last 2 games on Saturday. But that's kind of what happened. The buzzsaw guy on Friday that our offense ran into, we couldn't do much. And then the guy that brought in after him totally slammed the door and threw extras. And then they got into our bullpen, and Christian Little, if there's any weak points of this team so far that I've noticed, it's when we need a guy to be a guy late. Christian Little showed it against Texas. Christian Little showed it against Texas in that game we won late. But other than that, we just
Edwards.
Now Garrett Edwards is
Garrett, my bad. Said Jared.
Garrett Edwards is turning into a dude. The problem with Garrett Edwards is I am not intimidated looking at him like I am when I look at Christian Little.
I am. Have you seen his haircut?
I know he looks like
Peter Pan. but tall.
Dude, okay, I'm gonna have to. He definitely
gotta-
does. Brett, you got to see this.
Yeah, I've definitely
Hold on.
seen it. For the viewers that are watching live, it might be good to get eyes on Peter.
Garrett Edwards looks like a tall Peter Pan, and then Brady Neal looks like the little baby brother.
Oh my God, Peter Pan. I mean, this might. I don't know. This probably won't even do it justice, but we'll
What
try.
Peter Pan are you pulling up? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a little elfish, right?
I guess that could be Peter Pan, but he's got some filthy stuff right now. Aside from his hair,
Filthy.
that ball, he's doing
Filthy
some
hair.
good things up there on the mound in relief. So Peter Pan, I like it. That's his new nickname.
Yeah.
But yeah, out of all that, Griffin Herring, saw some good things about him. Freshman lefty. He's been coming out of the pen, doing really well.
You know what was
Nate-
exciting? You know what was wild to watch was watching Garrett Edwards really put Milazzo through a Navy SEAL workout. Did you see the activity he had to do back there? Like at one point, he did,
like during the game,
yeah, like everything in the dirt over
Yeah.
and over,
just
and like
busting him.
he was just like breaking down into splits when it was totally unnecessary. Like he was definitely like making a case for like, hey,
Oh yeah,
if Brady
Catchers love
Neal ever fucks up, this is what you
Yeah,
get.
this is me.
nothing better than the guy that's willing to just put his chest right in front of the ball every time. Like fuck him,
I mean-
like I'm gonna slide into
Every time.
everything. I love those guys, and I love pitchers that are like, we're getting filthy because I know my guy back there is
That's
gonna
what was
be
happening.
okay.
That's what was happening. Peter was fucking piping the outside.
Peter Piper. Peter Piper.
Yep.
Peter Pan. No,
Go
it's Peter
ahead.
Pan.
Go ahead.
So yeah. So Friday's game kind of turns into a shit show in the top of the 10th. We end up scoring a run late, and in the 8th, I think Brady Neal hit a home run to tie it 1-1, and then which was, I mean, that's impressive in that environment and that home crowd. And we haven't done anything all day, and Neal comes through and ties it up.
Jordan is fucking slapping him across the yard.
Thompson,
yeah. I call him by his first name.
Jordan.
We're on first name basis. with cats.
The Californian kid.
Yeah. Captain Hook.
Captain Hook. Ooh, I like it. I like it. Yeah, so he's doing well. But yeah, that game kind of it ended not how we hoped. The score doesn't really show you that, how well we competed in that game. They made the right moves. We didn't make the right pitches. We lose 9-3. But in the bottom of the 10th, Dylan Cruz hit a ball, one of the farthest balls of the weekend. He's
Dylan
on
Cruz,
floor.
the best baseball player that's ever stepped on LSU's campus.
I mean, he's leading the country by more than 50 points in average.
That's just the fun thing to say. I've seen some people on Twitter calling it, and it seemed like it was
everyone's
super
calling
fun.
it right now. Everyone's calling it right now. And so now I'm trying to go against the grain a little bit and be like, if he wins the national championship, I think it's not up for debate. But until then, you can make arguments.
Yeah, it just looked like fun. It looked like it's
And
just
people are
setting
gonna
the
fucking roast me.
for
So
Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback to ever step on LSU's campus next year when we're like 3-0. Like that's kind of what I saw with the Dylan Cruz thing, and it just made me very happy.
he may very well be. He may very well be. And like by the numbers, yes. But like I think if he fails to win a national championship, the average everyday
We'll bust
baseball
though.
fan is going to be like, yeah, I don't know, Nola, Bregman, Cruz.
You can kind of get
He is,
forgotten.
no matter what happens, assuming his offense kind of stays anywhere as remotely close to what he's doing right now, which I don't even know if that's possible. He's better than Alex Bregman.
Because you know
In the modern
baseball,
game.
is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
But
'cause
what
you
I'm
pay
saying for
attention to
fans
statistics.
in the fan sense, I think now maybe Bregman is on this crazy high because he didn't do anything in the
No,
postseason at LSU.
it's a Houston deal.
I think, I was going to say, I think it's because of what he's done in the majors, but I think Dylan Cruz I told Mike this earlier. Dylan Cruz is if Mike Trout would have played college baseball. That's what he's doing right now.
Okay.
If
But,
Mike Trout would have played
you're
college
gonna strike out in the
baseball,
biggest game in the history of baseball, strike out to end your country's season. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm talking about pure talent at hitting the baseball and being an outfielder and potential MVP candidate in the Major League Baseball. I think Dylan Cruz has a legit shot to do that.
But not
It's just a
Bryce
matter of-
Harper.
No. Bryce Harper too, but I don't. Bryce Harper.
You like Trout?
Trout is
Albert
that's two
Pujols.
little bit different guys. Bryce
Nick
Harper's a
Piazza.
very good baseball player. We're lucky to see both those guys. Right now
So
they're
lucky.
very talented.
That's
Yeah.
the word I would use too.
I mean, well, like, dude, if we
That's
didn't
how
have
I
those
feel
guys,
about
what would
Cruz and
baseball
Tanks.
be? What
That's
would
how I feel
baseball
about.
be?
That's how I feel
Yeah.
about Tommy Tanks and Dylan Cruz. Like, we're so lucky to see these guys on the same team,
Very lucky.
and I'm not kidding. They
I got
will
a question.
be.
I got a question for
That
you.
magazine cover will be in every fucking Times Bar and Grill.
All two of them. Baton Rouge and Mandeville locations. Maybe Lafayette catches one.
It'll be in every walk-ons.
All right. So
If
all
he wins,
six
I
of
mean, if we win a national championship, I mean, yeah, there's definitely, to your point, there's no question that he is the greatest Tiger position player.
Now, what's crazy, and hold your question, Brett, before, because I'm going to forget this, my memory. Are we going to know what Skeens really like even looks like after like 2 years? Like, I feel like we don't have enough FaceTime with Skeens, where like everything is really Cruz, a little bit of Tanks, and then Skeens is talked about, but we don't really see him.
It's gonna as you know how as the season goes on and the SEC network and what's his name, Chris Peterson, is that the guy? And those guys start broadcasting the games, and then we're into the regionals and supers. Skeen's face is gonna be he's gonna be in the dugout getting interviewed. He's gonna be
donuts.
Yeah, eating donuts, eating seeds, whatever it is, playing tricks, playing jokes. He's gonna be. They're gonna have to. I mean, because statistically for him, he's doing stuff that no LSU pitcher has done in
Since
recent
Lane
years.
Mestapay.
That's just there's so many giants, and like Cruz is the guy, but he's definitely got like a couple of
Cruz
these,
plays every day. I mean,
yeah, but he's definitely got a couple of these other giants that are around him that are just kind of like.
Skeens has played 5 games this year. Think about that.
I know. Brett, you were gonna say something?
So since we talked about the high school basketball team versus a women's college team, a debate that's been literally years upon years. It started as like, what's the easiest thing to do, as in like cover a wide receiver, hit a major league pitcher, all that stuff, score a point on LeBron. And so like if I set up a pitching machine and we set it at 100 miles an hour, but we're all throwing strikes, we're zinging them in, you get 100 swings tomorrow.
100 miles an hour?
Yeah, 100 miles an hour, 98, if you want to be fancy. But it's like we're just zipping them in there.
Am I
putting one
contact?
in play?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We just have people in the group that are just like, no. Like
I would just stick
with 100 swings. Yeah, and I honestly, with 100 swings, I might hit a home run. I'm that confident.
That's a little out of control. That's a little out of control. I'm not gonna.
I'm sorry. No.
Jay Ohtani over
I'm
here.
just not processing. I know you may be able to, but just like the way that sounds, it's like, no, I hit a home run. It's like,
because if it's coming at 100, I don't have to do a whole lot.
You're right.
Like,
you're right.
If it's right down the plate, every time.
I'm sitting here questioning if I can like make contact. Grant's like, I'd probably hit it out of the park.
I'm not saying I would. I'm saying there's a chance I would get one pretty close. I think I would get one close.
No,
I'd make
by pitch like 80. After I've fouled a few off, I would probably swing and miss the first 20. Then, the next 10, you probably start tipping it. Then you start hitting a few grounders. Then you figure out how to hit a fly ball. And then this
is today.
But what if they're exactly. That's the point is today. I agree. If we were talking 10 years ago, it's like, your boy, like, let me dig in and let's put on a show.
I'm definitely putting it in play. Yes.
No, I
think
the
original argument was like an MLB pitcher, but they had to like throw strikes just for FYI.
I don't know about that. No, because the ball would be moving,
be dancing. I agree.
I would 100 pitches off of off of Paul Skeens right now. Let's assume, because he should be playing Major League Baseball. Throwing 99, 100. Yeah. I think I would foul one off when 100 pitches off of. And he can throw anything he wants.
My argument has always been that the baseball one would be the easiest because there's no like physical barrier. Like it doesn't matter how many times I'm gonna line up against LeBron or
Yeah.
NBA player. Like I'm not gonna fucking stop him. I'm not gonna be able to cover Jordan Jefferson ever. I'm not gonna be. There's just like physical limitations to like
Right.
everything, and baseball is just like the least physical limited sport. And it's like that's the one I think I would do
That's golf.
first. Well, no, golf. I mean,
Could you
golf.
win a match against Scotty in match play?
No, never. He
No.
could give me 20 strokes. I mean, he could give me my
win him
handicap.
in match play.
Just a hole?
Yeah, win a
No.
hole in 18 holes.
That's just like banking on him hitting a ball out of bounds,
Right.
and then he'd
holes.
probably
How
still
many
beat
could
me.
you win?
That's one to ponder. I mean, it's
What-
golf, so like you're bound to at least tie
Yeah,
one of those.
I mean, like, yeah, there's I can make I can make birdie on any given hole, like theoretically. It's like why couldn't I hit a good 7-iron into a
Skeens
hole?
could miss
Yeah.
a pitch and you hit a base hit.
It just reminds me of your boy being like, "Yeah, I can play with the pros." So yeah, you can. Look at Rory. Rory, all 5'8" of them, fucking hitting 420-yard drives. Is that like it's
Dude,
been a
he
while?
smoked
Since
it,
it's
too.
been a while since I've laid eyes on some of these dudes. Like, is it just like mind blowing?
Yeah.
Doesn't it sound like fucking different?
Finally being able to be in person around Rory hitting a ball, I was like, okay, this is like he's lost his fucking like accuracy sometimes, but the way he just like crushes golf balls, there's definitely a tier with the rest of the people that are playing.
Which is crazy.
Just like Dylan Cruz.
to stand out amongst the top 50
Yeah.
humans on the planet at this game, and to like be different, and to like, yeah, it's crazy.
I'll say this though, listening and watching Scotty tee off, it's like right up there. It's like the same feeling. It's like holy
he
shit.
mashes for sure.
Let's flip this back a little bit to baseball because we didn't talk about this weekend yet. But before we do that, let's flip this and say you're going to pitch to Dylan Cruz 100 pitches or however many at bats. I don't know. I guess we'd have to figure out like actual at bats. Do you think you could get him out?
Fuck no.
I mean,
get him out.
Let's say average.
I would throw at him every time.
Sure,
until, like,
okay,
something
100
happened.
bats. I mean, that's a ton of pitches, but I think I could get him out.
Not really. I
Dude.
mean, I don't know. It is kind of weird. Like, once again, like we're in more of a batting practice situation, but baseball is a sport where it's like you fail 7 out of 10 times and you're considered like fucking incredible. But you're also a clown, and this dude's really good.
He's literally failing less than half the time he steps to the plate, which is I've never seen someone batting 530 this far.
You don't mean get him out like he fucking hits a pop up and one of your boys behind you catches it.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's like
no,
sure,
I'm talking
hit a
just
line
you and
drive
him, and you gotta strike him out. Just you and him.
I guess could you strike him out would be the better question.
With 100 pitches, no.
I think I could strike him out. Not only strike him out, I can strike him out on 3 pitches.
How hard are you throwing these days, dude?
That's the thing. I'm throwing 70 miles an hour. He's not used to
confidence.
He's not used to it.
I thought everyone was going to be clowning me for irrational confidence. And fucking Grant's hitting dingers on MLB players and fucking striking out the best player that's ever stepped foot on soil.
I know I haven't been home in a while, but dude, what does your garage look like these days? Is it a fucking pitching mound, dude?
I actually have a simulator in there.
Pounding the wall.
I've got one of those dunk machines in the backyard. My wife sits up there and I hit the little thing and she falls.
Oh my goodness.
He's been pitching, dude.
No, man, Grant's stuff is filthy. Like, yeah, it's filthy.
Why is he doing that? I don't know, but just in case.
They've got this fucking chat. I don't know.
He's throwing knuckleballs in batting practice.
Brett Mike dared him to learn to pitch this year, and
Grant's got a fucking Tommy John surgery coming.
Grant preparing for that would just absolutely. He'd be slinged up on his next vacation.
I just have this thing hanging on the wall right here, and I'm just like,
he's a pitcher. He is a pitcher by definition.
Okay, Grant's
hilarious.
just stepping into the box. I love it.
Top
is there any
10,
other?
top 10 Tennessee comes to the box. Rowdy
Ooh.
weekend starts on Thursday. Your boy G in attendance.
I don't like Thursday starts.
I don't like it
Friday,
either.
There's nothing better,
So-
and there's
so
nothing
I-
better than a Friday
know.
night baseball game.
So again,
still have
first
Sunday to
off,
look
my
forward to.
friends, shout out Nick, Seth, and Kiefer will be there.
Shout
Section
out.
202,
Shout
come
out.
stop by. We'll be giving away
I'm sure
free
they're there,
koozies,
still here
free
55
prodigal
minutes in.
koozies. We're doing a crawfish boil, you name it. Will be a tab under our name at the bar. Section
name?
202, yeah. So we got tickets to
Ripping
Thursday.
tits.
So my thing is, the game I went to for my birthday was a Saturday, so that meant I didn't get to see Skeens pitch. I felt like this just makes sense. Let's go get all the rowdiness out of the way on Thursday.
What if
Let's
they're like,
show up.
nah,
Wow.
he's pitching Friday. We're gonna keep it
We want to keep
consistent.
him in his routine. You want me to text Jay?
You didn't even think about that.
I did.
That
no,
didn't
so
even
I
cross
thought-
his
No, I
mind.
thought about that on like Saturday when I realized when the game was, and I was like, I wonder if Skeens is pitching, but not thinking like I'll be there no matter what.
Yeah, he'll pitch.
I want that to happen so bad now. I'm sorry, but that'd be so funny to me.
But either way, I mean, dude, audience, I don't know if y'all plan to go. Like the ticket prices for this event are absurd.
Let's not get into banking crises and dollars and that's not a road you guys want to go down. We're 55 minutes in. We haven't spoken a word about a D-line coach or anything spring.
Well,
true,
I don't
true.
think that's
The prices
think
are
hyper-
crazy. The prices are crazy.
hyperinflation's not
There
where
are
you want to be.
tickets in the grandstand for $256. I'm looking on StubHub right now.
For a Thursday game against Vitello.
What?
Maybe
There's
is it
outfield-
Vitello?
It is Vitello.
Is he put asses in the seats like that?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
because
does.
all the shit you remember,
Larry
you've
didn't do
kept,
that.
you've kept up with all that shit. No one's done it like Jay.
I don't know, dude. 09 Maneri had some fucking flavor.
Dude, it was not 171 for fucking
No.
left field bleachers.
No, but that
Bleachers?
was like fucking, 16
Dude,
years ago.
Brian
or
Kelly's
whatever.
not doing this.
Yeah, the value of the dollar has only decreased by a ridiculous amount since then.
All
We've
right,
only printed $6 trillion since
yes,
then, Grant.
So Tennessee's coming to town. I'll be there Thursday. God, we better win.
dude, take
Should be
some
fun, nice,
take some
rowdy.
good picks, dude.
Yeah.
Take
I
some
thought you were gonna say
pictures.
take some mushrooms. I was like, yeah, I vote for that.
Should we do
Fuck
some?
yeah.
We'll
Take
do
some
some live.
pictures.
We'll do some live Twitter live reports. Like
Dude, make
Mincy
a
does.
video. Make a video. Open up a fucking concession. Or
We'll go. I'll go walk up to the Tennessee Whistler and tell
Yeah,
them
make
stop.
a Mincy video.
do it.
It's been all game. We haven't seen any home runs from Tennessee. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Do
So
one.
Jamar Cain leaves for the Denver Broncos.
Good transition.
Fucking Sean Payton, huh?
Out of nowhere. It kind of sucks. Though people I feel bad for that whole D-line crew. I obviously feel bad for like the studs that were getting like coached up hardcore and we're about to break through. But I really feel bad for like the Womacs and the Jackson Howards and like these freshmen that are like, fuck. Like
Yeah,
I came
that
early,
sucks.
I enrolled in spring, and like this dude's like, all right, this is my dream. I'm out of here. Good luck with, oh yeah, we don't know yet. Have fun with this intern for a little bit.
We'll figure it out. I believe in Brian Kelly.
I think so too. I think we'll be fine. And it seems like the whole D-line crew is very enthusiastic about, being happy for their coach. And this was his dream. And it's not like it was a fuck you, I'm out of here type of thing. So, hey, he's a good coach. And it seems like there's a lot of development in the past 2 seasons with him. And I'm excited to see, who he gets. And like you said, Brett, Brian Kelly's going to get the right dude. It sucks that we're looking for a fucking replacement like on the verge of April, but
it's nice that you're gonna have some leadership and some experience in that room to kind of usher in the new one with Wingo, Mason Smith. Is it Guillory? Is it
Tank.
Yeah.
Jalabian.
Did y'all listen to him talk about it?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I was just trying to remember if I remembered. I get him and I blanked on his name now, but the other guy who was D-line
Wingo.
last year. No.
Roy? Not
Yeah.
Roy.
Jack.
Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so funny. He's like, yeah, guys used to just do what they wanted to do. And then we all believe. I was like, guys are still doing what they want to do and not listening to coaching. I guess that makes sense.
Well, with Ed.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I mean,
It's-
you
With
know,
that, no one did anything like
Right.
by the book.
once,
It was
once
just
Aranda
whatever.
got out, it was a free for all. I was like, oh well,
Have
let's do whatever
y'all
we want.
have y'all kept up with the names?
Yeah, was it
Bo.
Bo
Bo
Davis?
Davis is what I've heard is like the front runner at Texas, the Texas defensive line coach.
I just kind of feel like I've heard Bo Davis for a long time, like
Yeah, the
every
name.
year.
I feel like
I
that
know. I
name
thought
is-
he was supposed to come before or when Brian Kelly was hired. I thought he was coming or something.
Right. So Bo Davis would be a killer hire. That's a home run D line hire. The reason he hasn't really been circulating is because he had that suspension from Bama for recruiting violations, and he had to stop coaching. And then he like slowly came back in. Texas grabbed him, and he couldn't
Which
recruit.
nowadays, oh, that's all. That's
Oh,
about
nowadays it's going to be great. I mean, he went to LSU. He's an alum. He's a badass recruiter. Obviously, a proven D line coach. He's been with Saban, so he's good.
So I see the list that shout out on 3 put together and was this Billy's
founding
article.
members here.
Yeah, where's my founder?
But we'll probably just get some old white racists from Kentucky or something.
Shadera Uzu-Daribi, Georgia's outside linebackers coach. I've never heard this guy in my life.
Don't like that.
Him and Hank
he's a
getting
terrific
rooms
recruiter.
at the SEC championship.
Oh,
probably.
perfect.
Nope.
He was a former standout at Colorado. So
Well, no, the other guy that actually looks intriguing is the Oklahoma defensive coordinator, I believe, or D-line coach, something like that. He was the former D-line coach at Clemson, and then Venables took him over to Oklahoma. Apparently, he's pretty solid. Looking at him too.
So this he's not even on this list. They have Elijah Robinson, A&M's defensive line coach, assistant head coach, and Jimmy Brumbaugh, the Coastal Carolina defensive line coach.
Speaking of A&M, there's already reports that it's not going swimmingly with our boy.
Oh yeah.
Which chef's kiss just puts such a smile on my face to see Jimbo being like, I don't know if he's gonna call plays. Haven't really thought about it.
We'll talk about it.
Haven't really thought about it.
It's so good.
Oh,
It's so good. Like I can't imagine your boy, your cousin, your brother-in-law, whatever he is to you,
Uncle.
like just being like, God damn it. So like you see those things and it's gotta get you so riled up.
No, I think he's so far removed from it. He's just, if they're doing good, like that's gonna pile
Back
on.
in.
Where you were with him the other day? Did y'all talk anything A&M football?
I had the baseball games going. That got quiet pretty
didn't
quick.
even get to football.
No, it's all fun and games. He knows who's king.
Daddy.
Knows who's king.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like there's like a ton from spring. Like obviously excited for Mason Smith. Greg Brooks was asked in his interview about kind of the tempo of practice. Saying the reporter was saying it looks like it's a lot faster than it was last year, and he was like,
Nice
"Yeah,
tempo.
absolutely, it's great tempo." And it's like he said that they were gassed last year, and now they're going faster, doing more reps faster, and it's like everybody's in good shape. And it's like that's the kind of stuff that you want to hear in spring, because that's what gets you excited to just claim a national championship, a playoff spot in March.
Well, there's certainly an intentionality to what we're doing in spring. It's not just let's throw it around here and let's see if we can have a battle at this position or not. It's like, no, what we did last season was just like laying a little bit of a foundation of what structure looks like and discipline. Now we're starting to like be conditioned and really implement like the full spectrum of what we're supposed to be doing as a football program. So yeah, I think it's exciting to see like spring consistency and not necessarily like, ooh, that was amazing play, or holy shit, Nuss is taking over for Jaden. It's like, no, we've got our guys, like it's very consistent and they're working hard, and no noise is good noise.
Yeah.
Yep. I think and I really y'all said about talking about Brian Kelly, it's just like the standard, the process is all in. So it really doesn't matter who's practicing right now. It's just about understanding the culture. And
Kelly looks good, man. He looks like he's like in shape.
Drinking beers at the basketball game.
Yeah, but he's like leaned out.
Ever looked.
He's always got like a nice little crisp tan going. Visor looks nice.
He's married again.
are
Yeah.
tight in the right areas,
He's-
if you know what I'm saying.
No, but he's got a good, whoever's selecting his clothes for him is doing a good job. Like he
He
doesn't
likes
look like a
the
bozo.
yeah, he can rock the purple
dad?
and he knows where to use it. But last year, I feel like we talked a lot about how we thought that this team was going to be super disciplined and like, all these things were going to go our way, and it didn't really happen. And it feels like obviously maybe we could just be talking ourselves into it, but it feels like that's kind of where we're going to be year 2, where there's just a lot more stability, a lot of guys returning, a lot of people know what's expected. And I don't know, the coaching staff for the most part has stayed intact. And I don't know, I just think it's going to be, obviously LSU was good last year. We still don't know, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good.
We're good.
But like, I think this
Harold
year's going to
Perkins,
look a
dude.
lot different. I think this year's definitely going to look different.
Harold
in a good
Perkins
way.
isn't even talked about right now. And he's
Who?
probably
I know,
one of the best players in America.
The number switch scares me. I don't like when someone is incredible and then they switch their number. It's like
Was he going to
somehow
4?
But he switched to 4. I feel like the number switched to like 7 or 1. Like that's kind of like where it's.
Yeah,
I think
dropped to 0.
I think a
Just
switch
scared.
from 40 to 4 is kind of like, okay, it's freshman to sophomore. The last time that happened successfully was the Badger.
Yeah, I hope he's better, and I'm sure he's gonna get better. I mean, like
Are there any pictures
Well,
out
they
of
kept
his
talking
physique
about-
right now?
last year we talked
Love
about
to
how
see
he like
that.
couldn't be on the field because he had no idea what he was doing in certain sets and stuff. Like I fully believe that that's done.
Yeah.
And like this year, he's gonna be actually know what he's doing and not just being the best athlete out there.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as distractions go, we're kind of, I don't know, dude. The whole Denver Harris project is interesting. Like we're like a rehabilitation second chance school for him. Is this going to really come to fruition? I think that's going to be a really cool story to watch. Is like him being in a disciplined, structured environment. If they can flip Denver Harris into being productive, I feel like a lot of people are going to start fucking jumping on board.
I agree. No, I definitely agree. That's a domino that could be pretty big for us if he turns out to be, like one of those, oh, everybody loves him and he's a great player. We do all this stuff, and then it's like, oh yeah, we can do this with just about anybody.
Yeah. But I mean, right now he's kicking balls in practice and getting yelled at. So we need to, really dial that in and let him know that that's a fucking College Station thing, dude. We don't do that around here. We don't kick balls.
Jimbo maybe allows that type of trash. Not here. We're demanding, not demeaning.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, I mean, I'm super excited. I've of course gotten, and I mean, this may have just been a year-long thing that never stopped, but now I'm just start thinking about Mason Smith again and how exciting it's going to be. And Brian Kelly even mentioned it. He's like, if you want to double Harold Perkins next year, good luck.
Yeah, dude. It's funny. Big number 0 is just kind of like that Monstar in the background of every picture. Just kind of like, yeah, I'm lining up front and center. I'm going to be the guy. The first person you see on our defense is going to be this motherfucker. And then, like, you don't even know what's going on behind him. All these fucking cheetahs ready to pounce on you, dude. It's going to be exciting to watch. But then you also have these transfers. Ojibuku from Texas, who's just solid as a rock. And then you got the Omar Speets guy transferring from Oregon State. Like, those guys definitely, they physically look ridiculous, but you can tell like the way they're moving around, it's like they're getting acclimated to SEC speed. Like they're like, oh wow, we're moving pretty fast here, nonstop.
Yeah, I watched every one of the player interviews, so I could be wrong, but I think it was Jaquelin Roy. Wait, no,
Roy's gone.
Yes, I know.
Guillory,
Kobe and Guillory. I literally say the wrong one. I think it was him, and he was like, yeah, some of these guys come in and you're like, no, that's kind of like a Pac-12 thing. Like it's going to be different. And it's like, there's definitely going to be that getting acclimated to the speed of the game and obviously the heat and everything. I did see someone on the rant that was upset that Mason Smith was non-contact in spring. It's like, one, he just like tore his ACL, and two, I would like him to be non-contact until contact is with the other team. Like, let's bubble boy this guy. Nothing is going to break my heart more than to have this dude come to LSU and just almost like never play and go to the NFL and be the awesome guy that we probably think he's going to be. And it just feels like it was like gone from us forever. It would be like Arden Key times 8 because Arden Key came back and was bad.
Yeah, it's like a rookie season fucking Michael Brockers just like hanging out on our sideline, just waiting for him to just explode. You know,
but it's like this dude's last season, and he could easily get drafted somewhere high up, even if he doesn't play it. You know, like I feel like even if, like, let's say Mason Smith doesn't play, got hurt, whatever, I'm pretty sure some NFL teams would take him in a decent position still in the NFL draft just because of how athletically gifted he is.
Yeah, I think the only caveat there would be the injury prone. You know, it's like, can he actually do it and be sustainable? But if they saw that he was, like, yeah, absolutely. That's a project that's like
watch 1 year of Glenn Dorsey just bear pawing people. Like, that's all I want. That's all I want. Please.
Well, just taking up double teams and still making plays, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the crazy part. And he was doing, I think that's what happened to play. He got hurt. He like went through like 3 people, dove over a pile, and then was celebrating. Like he was insane.
But yeah, I'm fully in the like going to bed, like thinking about Mason Smith literally bullying people at the line and then having a one-on-one like on the outside with Harold Perkins. And it's just like, that's what I think about, like as I'm closing my eyes, like, oh my God, there's weird matchups. Oh my God,
They throw the ball up, and Denver Harris with a one-handed pick, and he punts the ball into the stands like Takia, like Brandon Spikes.
That I'd be in. I'd be down.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Once victory is secured, go crazy.
Have at it. What are they going to do?
Yeah. But that was fun. Good pod, boys.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't really have much else. Jaden Daniels, Heisman.
I'd sprinkle a few bones.
Well, you can't. NordVPN.
No, but I will be in Vegas in 2 weeks. So I'm just gonna
Rhino.
Yeah, what is that? And I'll just be at I don't know, dude. I don't know if I'm actually gonna go to the casinos. I might just like hang out in my room on Barstool's sportsbook app and just go to town.
Just go to town. Sit. What? I mean, I don't know. What is there going to be stuff on? Is there going to be games on? Like,
no, that's the thing. Everything's going to be done.
Yeah,
they're going there for meetings, so like everything's going to be done, and the Masters is already going to be done. And so,
when is this?
April 10th, April 12th.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say because like just sitting in the sports book with like all the TVs,
MLB on.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing on.
I'm not going to be able to know what's going on.
You're going to be betting on some random horse races in countries you can't even spell. And yeah, I don't know.
Ping pong.
I just don't want to like sit at a fucking slot machine and just be like, all right, this is a good trip.
No, go watch some MLB and bet on those, dude. Or text me. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, just sit down in Vegas and watch 9 innings of just pitch duels. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? Sign me up.
Do some prop bets. That'd be fun.
Yeah, do a parlay card. Those have never made people broke in Vegas. Why not?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I just wish it was like either this week or the Masters week.
Yeah, we went for a wild card weekend once. That was really fun.
Well, I think that's probably about it.
Grant, Mr. Home Run King, Mr. Strikeout King, Grant will be back next week with some boots on the ground takes about the Tennessee game and which pitchers he would be able to hit home runs off of.
Yeah,
and I don't know. That's all.
I'd love to hear the take of your crew, Grant. I'm sure they're going to have their say so on how many home runs they could hit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your boy does play MLB The Show, so he's probably a little.
RJ's
got those quick twitch muscles that haven't left him because he plays Road to the Show.
RJ, honestly, you know what's funny? RJ always said when we were in college and Nola was there too, and he's like, I would definitely hit a home run off of Nola. He always said that.
Home run. Like just go straight.
Dude, wait. This is no joke. He said that to Nola. Nola or I guess he's married to, I don't know, some girl from Berwick actually.
Yeah.
Or a relative.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're at the same place. RJ tells him that to his face. He's like, boy, I'd take you deep.
But the funny part is, like, he thought that. He really
but like, really and did. Then he was like, hold on, I got an online match in the back. Let me hold on, I'll be right back.
I've been going deep on you
Yeah,
every night.
your little bitch ass brother too.
RJ, hope you're watching.
I think that ends there, Mike.
Oh, I'll end it. Yeah. Yep.